Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Mommy Chronicles. My name is Thando. For those who don't know, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new, please do click on that subscribe button and also turn on the post notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video. And if you are a few of my returning subscribers, welcome back. Please don't forget to like, share and comment down below. So as you can see by the title of this video, we will be talking about endometriosis, which is a disease that affects 1 in 10 women. So I will be joined by Thando, Maseko and Rechelle, Heldsinger, who will be sharing their experience with us. So yes, let's just get right into the video.
All right, so it is the month of March, and March is Endometriosis Awareness Month. And I have 2 endo warriors with me who will be sharing their experience or journey with about this ugly disease that affects 1 in 10 women. So welcome to Mommy Chronicles, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I have Thando Maseko, who was diagnosed with endometriosis last year in August 2020, just 5 months after giving birth to her daughter. And I also have Rechelle Heldsinger, who has been diagnosed at the age of 14, right? Yes. So she's the founder and CEO of Endo Warriors South Africa. So yeah, welcome, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Also, that is also became a mom despite having stage 4 of endometriosis. So just before we can start, Rechelle, can I just ask you to tell us what is endometriosis, just for those who don't know?
Okay. So endometriosis is similar but not the same as the endometrium lining that's found in the uterus. Endo means it's found outside the uterus. So endometriosis can grow onto any organ outside the uterus in the pelvic area. That can include the sigmoid colon, the bowel, the kidneys, the bladder, the ovaries, the diaphragm, lungs, and in some cases it has also been found in the brain. So it's a disease that's completely misunderstood because people think it's the endometrium lining, whereas when it's pathologically tested, it's not the same. So even if you've had a hysterectomy and you don't have a period anymore, you could still have endometriosis. Dr. David Redwine in America has done autopsies on baby girls who had passed away, and he had found endometriosis in those babies who has never had a period at all in their life. So there's a lot of misconceptions and myths, and the scary part is that most doctors believe in the Samson's theory of endometriosis as a cause, which means it's retrograde menstruation that goes back up the fallopian tubes and then somehow gets dispersed into the pelvic area. But then if we look at the autopsies of baby girls having endometriosis, not having a period, makes it a bit difficult. And about 98% of women will have retrograde menstruation at some point in their lives, but they don't all have endometriosis. So it's a difficult disease, and we do not 100% know exactly what it is, where it comes from, or what causes it. It's hopefully one day we will, if I can put it like that.
So I did a little research, right? So there's like 2 main options. There's like the medical treatment, and then there's the surgical treatment. So the medical treatment is like sort of a trial when the diagnosis is not really confirmed. And then the surgical treatment, it like aims at removing the disease as much as possible, right?
Yes, yes.
So I'm just okay, yeah.
So the thing is that we have now is that we have endo specialists in South Africa, okay?
Yeah.
But they are very far and in between and extremely expensive. I think if we have 8 specialists in the whole of South Africa, and there could be about 3 million women in South Africa having endometriosis, it's spread very thinly. So what happens now is we go to normal gynecologists, okay? They do ablation laparoscopies, which means they use a laser and they burn the top layer of the disease. So 6 months later, your pain returns, you go back and you have another laparoscopy. And again, they just remove the layer of the disease. So what we're trying to do is, in the lifespan of your diagnosis, we want the ladies to see one doctor, and instead of having 9 surgeries, ending up only having 2 surgeries, and by having excision surgery. Pardon me, I just want to cough quickly, just hold on.
No problem.
So what we want is the excision surgery. So excision surgery means they cut the disease out from the root. So they remove anything around it, and from deep under the root, they remove it out, saving the fact that you have to go for repeated surgeries. Now, in the time that you wait to see a specialist, of course, I want to cough again, sorry, ladies. This thing has had me for a week already, and and it's not COVID, it's just a cough. It's terrible, man. So that's the thing. While you wait to see the specialist, you can go on a hormonal treatment or something like Bizan to try and alleviate the symptoms until you can see a specialist.
Okay. So Thando, can you just please share your experience from since you were diagnosed with endometriosis?
Yeah, wow. It hasn't been easy, honestly speaking. There were times, obviously, my child was like 5 months when I was diagnosed. I don't know if there's an echo in this room. Okay. But anyway, so my child was 5 months when I was diagnosed, and it was very, very difficult, because the pain is like the worst thing in the world, I must say. And also, there were times when I couldn't pick up my child because I'm on medication, which is very strong, painkillers, and I'm very dizzy. So I can't pick up my child because what if I fall, and I'm very weak and stuff like that. So yeah, no, honestly speaking, it has been difficult. And also being on Vizan, I hate that medication because of the effects of it. Obviously, it's doing a good job, but I mean, it would just be better if we could find a better solution, whether it is an operation or whatever it is, but to actually make sure that it actually goes away, because the effects, I mean, your sexual drive especially is low. It's like your ultimate low. And obviously I'm recently married, right? So yeah, it's not a good thing at all. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's some of the things that have happened so far.
So. Yeah, I was gonna ask about the after effects, but you just mentioned it. So Rechelle, you've had quite a number of surgeries done. Please take us through that experience, and how many in total you had done?
So my symptoms started as soon as my period started. And I was lucky because my mom had endometriosis. So although it took her, after my youngest brother was born in 1987, she only got diagnosed with endometriosis in 1996. And she had suffered for so long, and doctors kept dismissing her. But eventually she did get a diagnosis, and she had a hysterectomy, which they told her was a cure. But anyway, so fast forward, I started my period at 12, and the pain was severe from day one. And by age 14, I was passing out at school. I couldn't compete in any activities at school. It was just too painful. And my mom advocated for me with the doctors and said, listen, these are the symptoms I had. And then they diagnosed me with endometriosis, but then also kind of said it's just a hormone imbalance, it's what happens even still now. And I mean, that's back in 98. So it still happens now. A teenage girl complains about a symptom. She gets told it's normal, gets played down. It's just a hormonal imbalance. So you just take it like that. So at age 17, I had my first laparoscopy. That was in my matric year. 3 months later, I had a second laparoscopy. And the doctor said to me, at first, it can't be that my pain is back. And I was dying of pain. It was only when he opened me up again, he apologized and said, I'm sorry, but there is endometriosis again. But now also up until 2014, I had about 7 laparoscopies with normal gynecologists. 2014, I really started doing research on endometriosis and about specialists in South Africa. And I found the late Dr. Johan van der Walt. And he did a surgery with me, a laparotomy, which means I was cut from hip to hip. And he removed a piece of my sigmoid colon. And there was endometriosis all over through the vaginal wall. It was absolutely terrible. Then after that, I had another excision surgery with Dr. Aubrey de Bruin. And then after that, I fell pregnant with my first little baby, 6 months after my excision surgery with Dr. Aubrey. This had been after we had battled for 7 years to conceive. And then Liampi was 13 months old. I had an endometrioma on my left ovary. So I had another laparotomy and they removed the left ovary. So that was surgery number 10, just for endometriosis. Then miraculously, I fell pregnant 4 months after that laparotomy and with one ovary with Sethi. Still don't know how that happened. And then last year, I had my hysterectomy and that was my 11th surgery for endometriosis. So I basically had 2 laparotomies and 9 laparoscopies for endometriosis.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. So my last question, Rechelle, is regarding your organization. So is there like anything that you wish people knew about your organization, or maybe the issues that you're trying to solve, especially women that are living with this?
Our big thing is we are a non-profit company, but a lot of people don't know what endometriosis is, number one. I mean, if you ask any guy on the street, he's going to look at you funny. So we are trying to set up something now which we are working very hard on this year, is to get sponsors involved, because we know the battle with our ladies being able seeing endo specialists and our ladies who has to rely on government facilities and our ladies who get sent home with a panado, where I had to be on oxycodone for pain and Palexia for pain, kind of thing. And then I think my fellow sister gets sent home with a Panado. So we're really trying to set up an organization now and really work towards the goal I had from the beginning, is to raise funds, get our sisters help, even if we can help 3 endo sisters a year being able to see a specialist and having surgery with a specialist. And we're also about all debunking the myths. Like Thando, you only found out you had endometriosis after having a baby. So a lot of the myths is that if you have had a baby, you are cured with endometriosis, of endometriosis. Hysterectomy is a cure. A diet is a cure. So there's all these myths that we are trying to eliminate and remove from society so that people can actually look at us and see the seriousness that we are going through with this disease. You know, I had an interview last week or the week before, and I said to the lady, you know, we're not here to seek attention. It's not what we're about. All we want is for society and our family members and our friends and our employers to just listen to what we have to say. Don't feel sorry for us. Acknowledge our pain. Believe us when we say we're in pain, and help us raise awareness. We can't do it alone. At the end of the day, endometriosis doesn't just affect us as women. It affects our families. It affects our husbands, our kids, our friends. I mean, endometriosis causes painful sex, number one. So you can't always be intimate with your husband. You can't always be social with your friends. You push people away. So it has to be a disease of the society where everyone can stand together and know about the disease and know that it's not just us walking with this.
All right, ladies, we've come to the end of the video. I don't know if maybe Thando wants to maybe ask Rechelle anything, or maybe wants to add anything.
So on my side, I would like to find out, sorry, someone was coming in here. So on my side, I just want to find out if there is a way for women to actually get more involved. You know, is there anything that we can do on our side? Basically just to get involved, because I also do feel that on my side, I would like to learn more, because like right now you are talking and I actually feel like maybe it's possible that I had endometriosis even before I gave birth to my child. Just hearing her describe a lot of the symptoms and things like that. So how do we get more involved, also to educate ourselves and to just kind of just raise more awareness as well on our side, especially to also let other women know that there is such a disease, but there are people that are trying to help. So that's my question.
I don't know if you are part of our Facebook group yet. It's Endometriosis South Africa Support. And we've also got a public page, Endometriosis South Africa Support. We used to be Endo Warriors, but because we are doing a whole change now with the new organization and trying to raise funds, I had to change it to have the whole endometriosis in it. So it was Endo Warriors, it's just now Endometriosis Support South Africa. Sorry, Tandeka, I'll still email you.
You'll just send it on WhatsApp. I can also add it on the description box.
Okay, so what we do is I made infographics the whole of March, number one, about anything related to endometriosis. So I've been sharing it on the page. We've been sharing it on Instagram and on Twitter. And I think the biggest thing is that I always say to the ladies in the group especially is that I cannot advocate alone. So I need at least 20 ladies in the group who will make a post on Facebook, hashtag endometriosis awareness or something about endometriosis. That opens the gateway for a conversation. I've seen a lot of times in this last week, for example, someone posting one of the infographics and then endometriosis awareness, and someone commenting and said, I didn't know you had endometriosis. I'm suffering with the same. Then that person can now say, join this group, and then we move forward. Last year, we didn't have a march. We've been having marches in South Africa for endo awareness. We had some big ones at the Union Building in 2015 and 2018, and we've had endo high teas and all of that. We are trying to raise awareness and get the girls involved. But then COVID hit. So last year we couldn't. And then this year I'm not too comfortable yet with having big gatherings. So hopefully next year we can have a big march again, and then we can start talking. How can we get people involved? What we're going to do and all of that. So for now, you can post like crazy. Share your journey about endometriosis. It is private. I always felt ashamed in the beginning. I never spoke so openly about endometriosis until I had enough of people not believing my pain. And that's when I started opening up and talking about it. And sometimes it's needed, and people will see it, and you don't know who's been suffering in silence.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. I think that's also very. It's very true. Family. I don't know. Yes. At some point in the beginning, maybe they are a bit supportive, but after a while, it's like, are you seeking attention? Things like that. So I really appreciate what you are doing on my side, and I'm definitely going to look at your pages and make as many posts as I can. So thank you so much for what you're doing, and please continue to do so.
Shame, no. Thank you so much. Listen, I have lost so many friends in the last couple of years. I think they've just gotten so tired of me pushing endometriosis. But you know what? Somewhere I'm reaching someone. Somewhere I'm helping someone. Just the fact that you're not alone, because it does cause depression. I mean, having to take painkillers every day causes depression. Visan causes depression. All the surgeries causes depression. So you need someone you can stand on or lean on and talk to about where you're not being judged. And that's why we're there. We listen, we give advice, and we send virtual hugs as much as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rechelle and Thando, for sharing your journey with us. It was very informative, and I really hope that this video will inform women that are living with endometriosis about the diagnosis and the treatment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Thandeka. It was lovely meeting you, Thando and Thandeka, and I hope we do a follow-up without any glitches.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, then. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye, ladies.
Kisses to your papa, kisses to your kids.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.